Self-help books on discipline lie to you. I know that because I believe them. I tried identity shifts from Atomic Habits, followed protocols, and watched 200 YouTube videos hunting for that missing ingredient, that magic pill. And you know what I found? There is no secret, no hack, no magic pill until I stopped searching for it. And when I finally let it go, I found it. The magic pill isn't willpower, it's not habits, it's not motivation. I'm showing you in this video what actually worked when everything else didn't, and why it has nothing to do with willpower at all. My old pattern was predictable. A trigger would hit, say, watching my crypto investment nosedive. And anxiety would flood my system. Within minutes, I'd find myself at Carl's Jr. ordering the biggest, greasiest burger with the mountain of fries. As I ate it all, a brief calm would wash over me, and 10 minutes of relief followed by hours of regret. So how do we end this never-ending cycle? What I eventually learned is that willpower behaves like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Short-term pleasures lead to long-term pain, and vice versa. Short-term pain leads to long-term pleasures. I knew that because I was 90 pounds overweight. What really changed everything was the moment my why stopped being about just myself. I remember one day, I skipped the gym for like 4 times in a row. I wasn't tired, nothing like that. I just didn't feel like showing up, didn't feel like going to the gym. And I watched my wife, she skipped the gym as well. And in her eyes, I saw something I wasn't ready to face. My lack of commitment, my lack of discipline was becoming her permission to give up to. In that moment, I realized my behavior wasn't just mine anymore. It was contagious. If I let myself slide, I was silently confirming to that person I loved that person most, that sliding was acceptable. And that hit me deeper than any motivational quote ever could. Since then, I wasn't going to the gym to fix myself anymore. I wasn't chasing perfection or some inspirational identity shift. I was showing up because I love her, and I believe that behind every great man, there's an even greater woman. Not because she pushes him forward, but because he refuses to let himself slip backward when she's watching. There were days I didn't love myself enough to show up, but I love her enough not to quit. And that love became the engine that discipline books never mentioned. If I ever write a book about how to change your life with a magic pill, the magic pill wouldn't be discipline or habits or willpower, it would be love, true love. Because when you're acting out of love for your partner, love for your future children, love for the life you're building, consistency stops being something you force and becomes a natural expression of who you are. Purpose is always bigger than you by definition. When your actions serve something bigger than your ego, resistance dissolves, excuses evaporate, and behavior becomes continuation of your heart's intention. You don't push yourself, you're being pulled. The gym was kind of domino that felt first. If I show up in the morning, that the rest of the day will quietly fall into place behind it. I didn't try to overhaul my habits. They reorganized themselves around that one ritual, that morning gym. So the gym wasn't about fitness anymore. It was about the mindset. It was about becoming the kind of man who keeps his word to himself, sets up the example for his loved ones, inspires them, motivates them, and helps them. Because this is his purpose. Because he loves her. So short-term pleasures leads to long-term pain, and vice versa. Short-term pain leads to long-term pleasure. Yeah, who knew that this missing part, this hidden secret, hidden ingredient, that magic pill of discipline would be love. Love! And that was the day when I finally understood how this love-powered discipline actually looked like. So my wife injured her knee during a run. It wasn't a small ache, it was a deep, sharp pain that made her limp even while she was walking. It was like a needle sting type of pain. She couldn't run, she couldn't train, she could barely bent her leg. Any rational self-help book advice would tell her to rest, to wait, to heal. But do you know what she did for the next 14 days? Every morning, without negotiation, without drama, without "I'll try," she got dressed, tied her shoelaces, slower than usual, held the handrail while going down the stairs, and came with me to the gym. She didn't lift weights, she didn't use the treadmill, she didn't do a single workout. She walked straight past the machines, past the mirrors, past everybody sweating and grinding, and quietly went to the locker room to take a shower. That was her workout. That was her rep. She refused to break the habit. She linked her way into consistency. You know what that did to me? It broke me open. It humbled me. It made every excuse I had evaporate. Watching her show up, not because she needed discipline, not because she cared about results, but because she loved me, because she wanted to support me. It was the most powerful accountability I've ever experienced. And what hit me hardest wasn't her strength, it was the softness behind it. She didn't drag herself to the gym to do better. She came because she believed in who we were becoming together. That's what happens when discipline is rooted in love. It stops being effort and becomes devotion. When your actions are aligned not with your ego, but with heart, consistency, stop being a hustle, stop being a battle. You don't fight yourself anymore. You flow towards something that matters more than your comfort, more than your mood. Watching her walk into the gym every morning, limping, slow, in pain, was proof that discipline isn't built from force or willpower, it's built from love. And here's the miracle inside that ritual of her going to the gym to take the shower. She wasn't just supporting me, she was unknowingly rewiring her own identity through tiny wins. She simply walked in, scanned her membership card, and took a shower. And yet every one of those mornings, something subtle and profound was happening beneath the surface. By keeping the promise to show up, she collected micro-proofs that she was the kind of person who shows up, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's uncomfortable, even in her situation, even when it's painful. Each day she walked into that building, she cast a vote for a future version of herself that was stronger than excuses. Tiny wins builds confidence, and confidence builds identity, and identity sustains change. But those identity shifts are impossible without love, impossible without purpose. And while she thought she was just supporting me because she loves me, she was simultaneously proving to herself that she was capable of consistency, capable of commitment, of choosing who she wanted to be, who she wanted to become in the smallest, quietest way. And instead of ordinary outro, I leave you with this one. Every other discipline video is about self-optimization. It's about fix, it's about a hack, a magic pill, 5-step ritual. This one was about becoming someone worth showing up for. That's discipline. And that's the power of accountability rooted in love. And here's the best part. You don't need to wait until you find a partner who limps to the gym with you. I built a free private community where we do this together. We share our wins, we call out our bluff excuses, and hold each other accountable the way my wife holds me. No course to buy, no upsell, none of that nonsense, just real people becoming who they promised themselves they would be. Link in the description. I'll see you inside. If this video helped, your likes and subscriptions tell me to make more video like this. I'm very curious about what you think gives you the discipline, and please share your experience in comments. Thank you for doing the work.